Good day, everyone, and welcome to Obidient Family TV. The program is Hope Alive. Yes, there is hope in Nigeria, and of course, a new Nigeria is certainly possible. Now, good morning, afternoon, and evening, depending your time zone. Today, we've come once again to have a discussion on the things that are happening in Nigeria. As UAE, on the visa ban and the lifting of the visa issue, investigation has revealed that Tinubu's government official used dubious website to charge Nigerian travelers 640,000 naira through Flutterwave for documentation verification service to Dubai. That is coming at this very hour, as UAE has denied ever having such conversation with Nigerian government. The United Arab Emirates denied knowledge of these conditions struck with the federal government regarding visa application for all Nigerians. Recall that many Nigerians were trailed on Monday after the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, said the 3-year travel ban from UAE has been lifted. However, the resolution had conditions that were mutually beneficial, which included obtaining a document verification number. Now, according to the DV Hub, the process is a specialized service designed to authenticate and verify documentation essential for visa applications to United Arab Emirates. Then the DVN cost a non-refundable cost of 640,000, excluding VAT, for each application, which does not include the visa fee. In addition to obtaining a UAE visa, Nigerians must provide proof of a 6-month bank statement with a minimum balance of $10,000 US. In an interview, the UAE Department of Economy and Tourism said today that the DV Hub website is not in any way affiliated with the UAE government. Dubai General Directorate of Residency and Foreign Affairs, while explaining the process for visa applications, said you will need a personal photo and a copy of your passport, which must not have less than 6 months validity. A tourist visa costs about 200 to 300 dirhams, which is about 60 to 90,000 naira, depending on the stay. You will also need a travel ticket and valid medical insurance within the UAE. Speaking on the bank balance of $10,000 US, the directorate said, in quote, "We are not aware of such requirement. Make your visa application through the GDRFAD." That is coming at this hour. And of course, we are going to bring you what happened in the Senate, in the red chambers of Nigerian Senate, as Ndume has been stripped of his title for telling Nigerians that Buhari does not listen to the senators, neither does he welcome ministers, and had locked his ears not to listen to Nigerians. And the plight on the hunger, he has been stripped, just like they did trying to suspend him. All this we are going to have a discussion on when we come back. And with me in the studio to have this very discussion right now is Mercy. And of course, we have our obedient and well-meaning Nigerians who are on Zoom to help us have a conversation, a good conversation into this.
Good evening, Obedience Worldwide. Thank you for joining us on this live broadcast.
Yes. Let me start with this very Senate, the one that is happening in Nigeria, before we go to discussion on the issue of the lies being propelled by the Tinubu's led federal government about this very, they are trying to defraud or scam Nigerians 640,000 naira just to do a visa, and of course another $10,000 bank balance, which of course we know is arguably almost not able, not most Nigerians are able to deal with this. But let's start with the Senate. The Senate announced the removal of Senator Mohammed Ali Ndume, of course we know it's from Borno South, as chief whip. When put to voice vote by the Senate President Godswill Akpabio, members of the APC Senate caucus endorsed Ndume's removal as Senator Chief Whip during plenary. Ndume was replaced by Tahir Mongono, which is from Borno North. Now, Ndume, this comes amid his recent criticisms of President Chief Bola Tinubu's government. in a letter addressed to the Senate caucus by the national leadership of the ruling party, which is the APC, they asked Ndume to resign his membership of the APC and join any other opposition, just because he spoke out. The letter was signed by the party's national chairman and secretary, which is Abdullahi Danguje, and of course Jibola Bashiru. National Assembly said that the pro-Tinubu senators were planning to not just strip Ndume of his position, but equally suspend him like they suspended Senator Abdul Ningi, PDP Bauchi Central. But of course, as we know, Ningi and Ndume are obviously a high-ranking members, and the Senate rejected that when he was put on vote. They obviously rejected his suspension, and rather they stripped him of that. Let's start that very discussion with people on Zoom before we come back to studio. Let's start with our own Mr. Bassi joining us from Cross River State, precisely Calabar Municipal. Mr. Bassi, let's these two issues we have, just for the time being, because we try to make our conversations to be very short today. What are your thoughts, one, on this issue of the denials coming from the UAE of these payments, and of 640,000 naira payments that must be done on a dubious website, and of course the issue about the Ndume, who has spoken out just like Ningi and is now being silenced and stripped of his position. Please, what are your thoughts on this?
Thank you, Mr. Kanu. Good evening, studio panelists and Zoom panelists. Good evening, Obedience worldwide, wherever you are listening in from. I would like to start by saying that this government has been notorious for misinformation. You recall that this lifting of visa ban by the UAE has occurred. This is not about the first time we hear this. And I don't know why a government who is supposed to be feeding their citizens with the accurate information, right information, will be quick to misinform their citizens. This information came out of after the Federal Executive meeting. And the Minister of Information came out and spoke authoritatively that this is what is happening. He even pointed Nigerians to a website where Nigerians can go and apply for their visa. And it turned out that those information were misleading. How can a country be misleading their citizens to the point of telling them that you need to have a minimum balance of 10,000 US dollars? Where did they get this from? Are they trying to scam Nigerians? So if this UAE official did not come out today to debunk, to refute those information, only God knows how many Nigerians may have even fallen prey to those by visiting those websites. This is it is very, very, very sad. It's sad that this could come from a government that call themselves representing the people. And I hope Nigerians are paying attention to all this development, because this clearly shows that this government don't have an iota of sympathy for the citizens of this country. They are just out to take Nigerians for a ride. And so it's important that we take note of this. It is good news for Nigerians, so that when it is time for us to act, we'll act accurately. We will not act as an informed people. We'll act with people that are informed. So I want to point this to our listeners. Please take note of this. This is a government that we have that said they are representing our country. our people. Yet, they are out there lying to Nigerians, misinforming Nigerians. This is not the first time. We've had this in several instances. Not just on the Dubai visa. In other issues, they've been misforming Nigerians. They are quick to go to the press, even when issues have not been concretized. It's really, really sad. And I don't know what this desperation is coming from and what is it for. A government that should be careful and should be detailed in passing out information will be acting as if they are trying to make an impression. I don't understand this. I honestly do not understand this. When I read the news that this thing is not true, I said, there we go again. To be very candid with you, when that man made that statement yesterday, I didn't believe him. Because they've been trained of misinformation from this government. And so I was just saying, okay, let's wait and see. Because how on earth can a UAE said we need to have $10,000 minimum balance? Is this how they are treating other nationals that are coming to UAE? Obviously, no. So are they supposed to treat Nigerians case differently from others? So this is the government that claim to be representing the people. And on Ndume, it's unfortunate that he had fallen into this trap once again. And also, you notice that when Ndume first came up with that information, I knew he was going to run into problems. Because in this government, when you are coming out with the truth, this is a government that don't like to be, they don't like to hear the truth. I knew he was going to run into crisis with his colleagues. And of course, that is exactly what has happened today. But again, even though Ndume himself may not have been, I'm not a fan of his, but we have to look at the message that that person has brought forward. What was he saying? Was trying to point the government to the truth of the reality that is Nigerians are confronted with. That is his only crime. For calling the president's attention to what is going on in the country. What did we get in return? That's a backlash from his colleagues, from his party. These parties are even calling him an opposition. And now you ask yourself, what is our opposition candidate, representative in the both houses? What are they doing? What has been their contribution to see that they are representing the people that send them there? Of course, they have gone in to join the ruling party so that they will be in the good books of the ruling party. But here is a man who is supposed to be a ruling party member. In fact, a staunch stalwart of APC, coming out to point to the president that this is what is going on in the country. And yet he has been slammed by being stripped off of his position as the chief whip of the Senate. Nigerians, we need to wake up. We need to wake up. This government have shown time and time again that they don't have any interest with what is happening to Nigerians. They are only interested in what happens, what comes to them and their cronies, their families. We have a time in our hand. We have opportunity to register our grievances, to let them know that Nigerians cannot be taken for granted anymore. So I want to encourage all Nigerians to take note of this. We don't have representative in the Senate and the House of Representatives. It's high time we send them away from there and send our people who are languishing in IDP camp to go and occupy that place, at least, and have a semblance of comfort. Because to have those people in that place, they are just wasting, we are wasting our money, we're wasting our time. They are not representing us, and they will not represent us. So it is high time we send them away from there and ask our IDP camp people to go and occupy the National Assembly, so that we know that we don't have a National Assembly, because they were sent to go and represent the people. But here we are, they are even impoverishing the people they are supposed to represent. So I will pause here and allow other people to come in. Thank you for the opportunity you have given to me to intervene.
Know that it is on record that Ndume is a critical stakeholder of the ruling APC and a close ally of Bola Tinubu. Therefore, if he can take such a bold step in saying the truth about the economic and the social reality on ground, then the Southern Borno senator needs to be celebrated by all, you know. So we stand by him as far as it concerns his what he spoke to out in the TV, I mean on the national TV. Ndume has spoken the minds of average Nigerian who has been under serious economic hardship since the removal of this full subsidy and under anti-people policies of our chief, Bola Tinubu. Before I get to others on Zoom, let's quickly come back to studio. As he say, your mouth, Messi, don't they do mui since, especially on this issue of Ndume, whom you told me before we come in here, is actually on that very day that he spoke on the TV, that he was speaking the minds of Nigerians, not irrespective of the fact that he's an APC man.
You know, say Nigeria don't reach level where we say if you talk truth, they go mute you by all means. If Senator Ndume can be stripped of his position, and not just him, the other senator, and these are high-ranking senators, please, who are we, who is me, who is you, that you have to speak to federal government and they will listen to you? You
know, the other senator also resigned his chairmanship position as at that very time. So it means that they are indirectly shutting the mouth of senators that see what is happening and want to voice them out to the public. Of
course. And I think this is enough reason for Nigerians to come out and say no to bad government. You know, the situation is already getting out of hand. And trust me, if Nigerians miss this opportunity to come out in mass, I'm sure there might not be any opportunity for them to speak up again.
You are talking about a peaceful protest.
Of course, I'm talking about the peaceful protest, because things are really, really going out of hand. And to be honest with you,
whoever speaks up will be shut up, even people at the top.
Of course, and that means that even the poor masses do not have a say in this part of government.
All right, let's quickly get to other people on Zoom. Let's hear the opinion of Reverend Pete, who is joining us on this very discussion. Reverend Pete, please tell us your take in all of this.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kanu. And I want to say good afternoon, good evening to everyone that is listening. I am not surprised, because there are things that I see. When I see these things, I apprehend what next that same people or that same thing will be able to turn into. I said it yesterday that the government has turned into the electronic media, social media government, newspaper government, where they come on board and proclaim whatever they think is going to inspire the people. The subtlety of this government is beyond comprehension, because a government that tricks its own citizen, I do not think that such government can be called the government of the people. Anyway, Tinubu and his cabinet are not government of the people. They are government of the judiciary. Now, when we look at Mr. Or whether Alhaji or whether Chief or Dume, I look at him, and the Bible says, whatsoever you sow, you will reap it. I remember when this man spoke up the other time about the two budget that the government were running. He was accusing this man. Why did you go to the press? Why should you go to speak to? Why should you go out to speak to the press? But the truth is this: you say what is bad, and you do not say it. Apart from your conscience is flogging you day after day, but the people will see you and they will know who you are. These things are happening in this country because vote is not count. A vote is to be counted. This rubbish that we are seeing will not come up. Here in Europe, somebody will just tell you face to face that you have served your last term for this office. When you begin to talk to people about vote, they will tell you, look, you should go and sit down. Why? Because these people have seen your work. They have rejected you, they have rejected your work, and they have rejected your governance, and they want to bring in somebody else. But in the case where vote does not count, you discover that the government can do whatever they want to do because they know how they come in, and they are preparing again for the same way or the same system. And they will tell you, we know how to do it. What do you think they mean by that? Now, this man has come to speak out. I am not surprised. Because it has happened to one of them, they suspended him. But now, he has spoken out. I think the best thing a man should do, in fact, at the age of Dome, I think it should stand for the truth. How much are you going to get today? And whatever you get today, how much are you going to eat of it? How will your children look at you? How will your grandchildren look at you when they discover that what you are saying and what you are doing is something that is vague and which is coded that even themselves cannot imagine it, because you are not sending a message, a good message to these children. I think this is a time for him to stand up for the truth, even if they suspect him. Let him speak. Because the situation that we are in Nigeria is becoming, even the government is trying to strangle everybody. Look at it. Whenever they come out to say they want to protest, to see the government, they go to the police and say the protest is motivated by their opponent, and they go to mosque and they said, let you tell the people that they should not be part of it because it's a tribal protest and they should not be part of it. They have devised that systematic manner with which they destroy the unity of the people. And if Nigeria do not come in unity, we cannot dismantle this criminal that have held Nigeria active, except we dismantle their criminality by coming together, put away, whether you are a Southerner, whether you are a Northerner, whether you are a Westerner, whether you are Eastern, put away tribal something, whether you are a Christian, Muslim, or pagan, put away this rubbish and let us come together as one person. Because the only thing that makes the devil to fear, the only thing that destroys the devil, the only thing that fears the devil most is unity. That is why the devils overpowered him. Even when Jesus Christ come on earth, the connection between him, the Holy Spirit, and God was still intact. So in spite of everything that he does to disorganize and destabilize his ministry, it did not work. And so if we come together in unity, no matter the threat that the police is making, let it not threaten anybody. Let nobody fear. Because fear is the destruction of man's success. So let them come out. Let them, if they give you palliative, take it. Come out. Because the palliative is another coded C to silent people. If somebody like Dome, if the criminals that call themselves National Assembly, headed by this armed robber, what do you call him? Pablo. If they can do this to this man, then you know that these people are not people that are supposed to be played with. So if you must go to the devil, then be prepared. Jesus Christ said, before you take something from a strong man, you must be stronger than him, that you will bite him and you can take all his thoughts. So let Nigeria stand up, because the only weapon that we need is the weapon of unity to dismantle these criminals, these human criminals who call themselves politicians, so that Nigeria can take back their country. When it comes to a time of giving to the public or to the masses, it takes time and they go from meeting to meeting. But when it's between the National Assembly, the government, it takes just 2 days. Why? Because they have seen the secret of Nigeria. Let Nigeria destroy that secret and let us stand out, because there is no way that we can take back that country. The Bible said, if the kingdom of God, if it suffer violence, it's only the violent one that will take it by force. Because the days of John the Baptist, before John the Baptist, there was a crucifixion. I mean, they were killing the prophet. When John came, John was preaching the gospel not with I beg you, not with simplicity, but with a word that heated the man. He went to Herod and said, the woman that you are married, remember, it's not your wife, it's your brother's wife. It is wrong for you to have that wife. And that is the gospel that John the Baptist, he came to preach. That is the force with which the kingdom was taken.
All right,
And that is the enmity between him and Herod. And so now Tinubu is turning himself into Herod. That he does not want the truth. And if there is somebody that does not want the truth, or somebody who does not want somebody to say his weak point, then that person must be very dangerous. And you have to stand up against that person, because it will do everything to shut up your mouth. He is ready to remove every of his enemy. But I want Nigeria to know that if you stand up well, if you stand in your step, if you are not shaking, if you are not threatened by any form of protection by the police or the army or the EFCC, you will take back your country.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Reverend Pete, very much for that and the sermon that is included. Then coming to Tony, who is joining us from the coast city, Enugu. I'm just reading David Hundein's post on, and that is showing that the website where the Tinubu-led administration or government told Nigerians to go and pay 640,000 naira as visa application fees is neither owned nor operated by the United Arab Emirates authorities. Firstly, the domain name of UAE government website all ends with the .gov.ae URL, but this website ends with an A and E, signaling that it is not an official UAE government website. Furthermore, unlike government-owned or operated website, the identity of the registrar of the controversial website, according to Scam Advisor that we have shown earlier, is hiding their identity by using a paid proxy, which of course is Nigerian. Findings by David Hundeyin shows that the proxy owner of the website is one Joan Goffrion, a Canadian who is the CTO at a Spanish IT company called Global Voice Group. This company also appears to only do business in Africa, and in fact, much of its management team is African. So in summary, we have a website that is given by the Nigerian government led by Chief Bola Tinubu with a hidden owner contracting an IT middleman who specializes in raising sustainable revenues through high traffic regulatory activities such as visa application to operate a website on their behalf. That is what David Hundeyin noted. So I might advise some of our viewers also to visit David Hundeyin's site on X to see what he posted on this, what the Scam Advisor has revealed. So all the speculations and all of this has been shift on one side, because UAE has come out right to say that they are not aware of this amount of money, very huge amount of money that the federal government is demanding from Nigerians just to get approval to get a visa to Dubai. So Tony, what are your concerns on this, and also on the Ndume being stripped of his chief whip of the Senate position by the APC?
Yeah, thank you. Obedience everywhere, and friends of obedience everywhere you are listening. Thank you for joining us. It's really nothing is new in this country. I don't know how far down the pit we have to go before things change. How can a government or somebody in the government cook up something like this to milk innocent Nigerians of their hard-earned resources, money? How can it happen in a normal society? They think they can get away with it, but thanks to some Nigerians who are dedicated to eradicating this corruption, this endemic corruption eating at our marrow in this country. Thanks to them, they've uncovered their plan to rig, extort Nigerians. It's incredible. They probably think that UAE will cover them up a bit. UAE is not Nigeria. They are people proud of their country. They do things according to their laws and regulations. They are not the type of people we have in this country that only are concerned about how much they can steal from the public resources. That is what is going on in their minds all the time. How much can I grab? How much can I get? How much can I steal? Hey, Nigeria. Wake up, Nigerians. Wake up, Nigerians. There are so much that is going on in this country. And I ask, how much longer can we wait and have these things going on from regime to regime? Another regime will come and be worse than the previous. How long are we going to wait? Let us wake up. Because nobody is going to do it for us. Nobody is going to come to help you and I rescue our country. Nobody. So, let us forget about the intimidation by the police, their pronouncements, or even the fake Ohaneze. I don't know who is putting that in as it was Ohaneze saying the Easterners not participate in the upcoming event. Even Hope Uzodimma, the governor of Imo State, is saying Tinubu is doing well, which the Igbos should not come out and demonstrate. Can you imagine the likeness? Do they have shame? Do they have shame to open their mouth and say stuff like that? This is why we all should use this opportunity. It's a one in a lifetime opportunity to do something about our country. These people you are seeing, the legislators, they are after themselves, so they are not for you. If you think they are for you, that is not true. How can they keep sanctioning somebody who decided it's about time we stop this rubbish going on? We end it. Enough is enough. And what do? They sanction. They want to kick him. If they have the power, they can kick him out of the Senate, but they don't. So I beg Ndume to continue to even go to his senatorial district and continue this pronouncement. Tell us what is going on, the ones we know and the ones we don't know already. That's so many we know already. Become a matter to Nigerians. You swore to the Constitution of Nigeria before the Constitution of your party. Find like-minded minds or like-minded people like you. You guys form a group and tell us, come out and join Nigerians who are tired. I'm sure you guys are tired. Maybe you've been taking and taking and taking, and now you are tired of it. That is good. Come out and be outspoken. Keep it up. Don't be silenced. Don't let them push you back behind the doors. Help. Nigeria needs people like you. It's like I was reading a Kenyan parliamentarian that came and confessed and asked the Kenyan people to forgive him for the bribery and corruption that took place the last 2 years of their administration. And the man said he is going to, tomorrow morning, bring out all the money he took in bribes. All the properties he acquired through bribery, he's going to give it to the government. Can you imagine that happening in Nigeria? This is what we need. Come out, guys. Let us demonstrate once and for all that enough is enough. We are tired.
Yes. We are really tired, and that will only happen when the citizens decide to come out. And of course, it has become sacrosanct that all youths in Nigeria must, participate in this very common protest that is actually giving them fevers. It's giving the Chief Bola Tinubu's late administration fevers. And of course, we can see them jittering and all that. Of course, some people say it needs to start from the north, and we have seen that even the northern well-meaning Nigerians has actually sent in letters to the SSS. They have sent letters to the IG of police telling them they are going to start a protest by the 1st of August. So thank you very much, Tony, for bringing that to our attention. Now, of course, the people of Abuja, even notwithstanding the fact that police said that no protest is going to happen in Abuja, but protest is a constitutional right. When we say we need to be peaceful, it's just an added advantage. But when one is protesting, somebody is actually saying that what you are doing, we are protesting about that. And of course, we know much more things that we are protesting is about. We've heard about several things going wrong. Tinubu spending another 10.5 billion on renovation of State House in 7 months. We have heard about the much more expenses that Mrs. Chief Bola Tinubu is doing, and telling us that Tinubu loves Nigeria despite the economic hardship that we are going through. How can you say that Tinubu loves Nigeria when in 1997 or 99, so to speak, where Tinubu came out openly to say that he does not believe in one Nigeria? Yeah, of course, we should always remind them of what is how I think in April 11th newspaper edition that flashed him clearly saying that he doesn't believe in one Nigeria in 1997. And that does not change. It is also as far back that he said that the national anthem of Nigeria must be changed. And that is what is happening now. So nobody should tell us whether, this thing of believing in Nigeria has changed. It has not changed because he has shown from the first day that he took office. We have Onile Goro, who stated here that whatever you call love, I was talking to Remi Tinubu, that whatever you call love is not what Tinubu, your husband, is showing right now. In actuality, he is showing Nigerian the middle finger, which of course we know what that very means. So The hardship is biting hard. Nigerian youths that are planning the nationwide protest beginning August 1st to 10th, it is gaining really traction, especially in the north and other parts of the country, as it aims at drawing the attention of government at all levels to the plight of Nigerian citizens. This protest that we are talking about is scheduled to take place in the 36 states of the federal and the Federal Capital Territory. Since the current administration took office in May of 2023, when Chief Bola Tinubu announced the abolition of fuel subsidy, there has been an upward hardship in this country, and is getting to everybody. This has led to calls for the reversal of some policies of the Tinubu-led administration, believed to have bettered this very hardship. Recall that the angry youths and women had on February 9, 2024, taken to the streets of Minna, the Niger state capital, and Kanu to protest the astronomical rise in prices of feed and other essential commodities in the market. In a similar vein, some civil society groups, including the Take It Back Niger movement, the Education Rights Campaign, the Coalition for Revolution, and the Socialist Workers League on June 12, protested against the surging cost of living, insecurity, and other challenges facing this very nation. But again, they all stormed the street in some southwestern states, wearing placards that are inscriptions like "Tinubu, let the poor breathe," payment of living wage to all Nigerian workers now, end insecurity, nationalize the power sector, and so much, revise the fee hikes, among other things. But this very planned August protests, all Nigerians must be on deck and hand. Wherever they are, they must not travel outside of their vicinity. They just need to be in their place without having any form of riot, without having any form of violence, but to protest, carry their placards, and make sure that they show their grievance and present their demand to the government, so that we can have, if Ningi is shut up, is not talking again, we now have Alin Dume is not talking again, we have a rubber stamp National Assembly, then what is Nigeria being taken for? They are giving 5 kg, 10 kg bag of light across the nation that cannot spread to anybody. Is that what we are going to depend on as a country? Please let us prepare ourselves and come out to make this a worthwhile thing to rescue Nigeria. It's just for us to present our demand to the government and make sure that they do the needful. Nothing about violence. All peaceful. Thank you so much for joining us at this very hour. And also, please like, share, and subscribe so that other obedience will know about this very thing, every plans that is in place, peaceful plans to have a protest come 1st to 10th of August. Let it go around. Please spread the news so that the youth will be involved on a peaceful protest. Thank you very much. Until tomorrow when we come your way again. Bye for now.